Welcome to the CA Performance Management version 3.6 video, CA Performance Management NetOps Alarms View enhancements. The previous version of CA Performance Management introduced the NetOps Alarms View, which enabled the viewing and management of CA Spectrum alarms from CA Performance Center. CA Performance Management 3.6 expands its commitment to an integrated alarm management solution by offering several new enhancements to the NetOps Alarms View. This video will examine these enhancements and how they help maximize your ability to identify and triage problems in your monitored environment. The NetOps Alarms View enables a more integrated operational workflow by allowing you to see the contents of CA Spectrum's one-click alarm views without ever leaving the CA Performance Center UI. This eliminates the need to jump between multiple tools and is a good example of a primary NetOps goal of a unified, multi-product approach to network operations management. Part of this approach is simplifying the user experience in order to maximize workflow efficiency. Let's take a look at version 3.6 enhancements to the NetOps Alarms View and see how they can increase productivity by allowing operations team members to quickly identify and examine the most important alarms. CA Performance Management 3.6 offers a number of customizable controls for the NetOps Alarms View to provide an effective and clutter-free UI. First, the Details section of the view has undergone a vertical redesign in an effort to provide a more contemporary and efficient layout. You can now also control which panels appear in the section, including a new Events panel, which we'll examine in more detail later. Next, the height of the alarm grid can be customized, which controls the number of visible alarms. Finally, the alarm grid now offers an expanded list of over 20 attributes to choose from when adding or removing columns or when sorting. All these new features improve the user experience by allowing the UI to adapt to individual users based on their needs within an operations team. The NetOps Alarms View now allows direct access to device, component, and performance data through in-context launches. Hyperlinks in the alarm grid enable navigation from an alarmed item to its context pages, ensuring that the details you need are only a single click away. In addition, the previous set of triage action buttons, which included poll, ping, and trace route, has been expanded to include a new button to launch a contextual on-demand report. These reports can be launched from one or more selected items in the alarm grid and allow the selection of multiple metrics across one or more metric families. This improved ability to quickly access performance data from alarms streamlines problem triage and is an important tool when troubleshooting issues such as threshold alarms on CPU or interface utilization. In CA Performance Management 3.5, alarms could only be filtered by severity. A major new feature in version 3.6 is the ability to easily create and use custom alarm filters. CA Spectrum has long offered powerful alarm filtering, which is critical and central to its troubleshooting workflow. With this new feature, CA Performance Management can now offer similar levels of flexibility and capability. Operations teams now have the ability to create and save alarm filters, allowing team members to scope alarm data and narrow the focus to those alarms which are most important. They can also edit existing filters. These filters offer comparison to multiple values using both and or operations, nesting of multiple conditions, hide and show capability based on attribute value, and full support of various attribute types. The filter seen here combines three conditions, which results in only showing alarms resulting from critical port threshold events. Filter results can be viewed directly by the reduced number of entries in the alarm grid, and the user has the option of designating any saved filter to be a default, one which is in effect whenever the NetOps Alarms View is invoked. Alarm filters are important to help members of an operations team both identify and remediate problems efficiently and quickly, so it's vital to have strong management features to control their use and availability. When saving a filter, the user has the option to restrict the alarm for personal use, to make the alarm available to other team members with the same role, to all users within the tenant, or to specific users or roles. In addition, separate role rights now exist for both the creation and management of alarm filters. The use of roles when applying filter permissions enables users to be dynamically and automatically granted filter access while granular individual user application can ensure that each team member has the right access. Sharing the same filter or set of filters among team members promotes best practices by ensuring that alarms are viewed through the same selective lens so that only those alarms applicable to the team's responsibility are spotlighted. CA Spectrum has thousands of attributes out of the box. To avoid the information overload that would result if CA Performance Management were to present all of these, version 3.6 selects a set of the most used and applicable ones for alarm viewing, sorting, and filtering. However, there is now an extensible mechanism to expand the list of available attributes as needed to efficiently process and accurately triage alarms. The management of alarm attributes is performed by REST calls and can be scoped at the tenant level or globally. This ability to add attributes ensures that you can capitalize on the full set of attributes in CA Performance Management that you leverage in CA Spectrum. CA Performance Management 3.6 introduces the ability to view the events on a device by selecting an entry in the alarm grid. This is crucial to gain visibility into the timing and repetition characteristics of an alarm or into the causes of why an alarm has occurred or has been cleared. Events are listed in the New Events panel, which, as we've seen earlier, resides in the Details section of the NetOps Alarms View. These events include events that are sourced from CA Spectrum. We will now take a look at the Events panel search options. By clicking on the drop-down to the left of the search field, you can see that there are several selections to control both the scope and time frame of listed events, including options to see only those events directly on a device or events on a device and all its subcomponents. This latter option is often used to view the events on a network device and all its interfaces. Each selection in this drop-down supports detailed hover-over tips that clearly describe its effect. This time frame and subcomponent scoping functionality can be invaluable when troubleshooting the performance of a particular device. In addition, as with other tables in CA Performance Center, you can further filter the listed events using the standard search field below the table. Finally, the Events panel supports CSV data export for consumption by a third-party application, just as the entire NetOps Alarms View can be exported in either CSV or PDF format to facilitate trouble ticket processing. For more detailed information about NetOps Alarms View enhancements or other 3.6 features, click the information bubble in the top right corner to load the product page. From there, you can go to the product documentation, visit the CA communities, or see the learning paths.